We want more hair, and sometimes we want to get rid of our hair, right? We're never happy. Well, the good news is we have the perfect solution for you. We have Epilady. It's back. It's the next generation. This is the 5th generation Epilady Aesthetic. It's designed for facial hair removal, and that hair is not coming back for a very long time. This is going to give you results that last. For those of you that have peach fuzz on the cheeks, you've got maybe those little sideburns that start to go down past your ears. You've got, oh, those very frustrating chin hairs, you know, that little black hair at the end of your chinny chin. Well, say goodbye to unwanted facial hair. Say goodbye to shaving, plucking, waxing, threading, all those smelly creams, because this is brand new today. We've never offered this before for $39.95, the 5th generation Epilator from Epilady. And why go anywhere else? They invented epilation back in 1986 for more than 30 years. They've revolutionized hair removal, and this is their latest and greatest version. I want to introduce you to Leslie Nufusi. She's here as the brand ambassador for our Epilady, and this is something I know I hear all my friends talk about.
Yes.
Do you see peach fuzz? Do you see hair on my cheeks? What about that little chin hair? What do we do about it?
Well, it's a problem that we all have, and it could be hormonal or genetic or a medication that you're taking, but what we do about it is we use the Epilady Esthetic. And this little tool is actually the only coil epilation system that is made for specifically your facial hair, which is great. And it's super easy to use, and as you said, the results are long-lasting, which is wonderful. And it's the only solution you really need for all of those little hairs that you want to get rid of from below right at your nose line, I guess, down. It will take care of them. So
this is designed specifically for the face.
Yes, absolutely. This is the Epilator for the face, and you can see in the animation how that Epilator is kind of gliding along the skin right there, and it's not being pressed down too hard. It's kind of just, what it's doing is actually acting like a bunch of little tweezers, plucking out the hair by the root. And that sounds a little bit crazy, but actually it's very simple, and it's easy to use.
Well, if you think about it, when you shave, you're only just shaving off the hair right at the surface of the skin, and you could have stubble a few hours later.
That's right.
You know, I know women that have the 5 o'clock shadow, right?
Yes.
And if you have pale skin and dark hair like I do, that can happen. If you're waxing, what happens? You have to wait till all the hairs grow back in, and then you're rushing into the salon, and then you can't look at anyone, or you have to talk with your hand over your mouth for the next several hours. That's right. Because it's so red. But this is actually easy to use, and it doesn't pull on the skin itself.
No, it does pluck the hair out by the root, but as you said, you don't have to wait for your hair to grow longer. If you can get a tweezer on the hair, you can use the Epilator. Now, you could tweeze all these hairs out if you wanted to, but it would take you forever. And your results wouldn't be as consistent. Yes, we've tried it all.
Yes. I've tried shaving my face, and I know many of you watching probably are like, yes, yep, me too, Sarah. Yep, I've tried shaving my face. That may not have the reaction that you're looking for, but this is really the best solution. And why not go to the company that invented epilation? I mean, this is where it all began. This is where it began, that patented coil technology, and this is their latest and greatest version. This is the 5th generation, designed specifically for the face. You will never wax or pluck or tweeze or shave or use those smelly creams ever, ever, ever again. It's a really amazing way to think about just doing one thing that you never have to worry about ever again. You don't have to make those appointments.
No.
Think about all the money you're saving.
Yes.
Use this once, it's already paid for itself, and you're not spending the time to go into a salon and make these appointments either.
That's right, and you also don't have to make that embarrassing phone call or walk into the salon and say, hey, can you wax my sideburn or wherever my upper lip. You can just kind of do it in your own home.
Waxing is painful. They put that hot wax, it lifts up your entire skin.
It does, yes.
You never want to see that in slow motion. No. And you never want to feel it either. Now, you will feel it with the Epilady. Talk about what it feels like.
It's not a massage, so if you're going to relax, this is not what you want to do, but this is actually it's almost like when you start plucking your eyebrows with a tweezer, and the first one you're like, oh, and then the second one you're like, okay, and then before you know it, you're plucking away and you're used to that feeling. That's exactly what the Epilator does. It goes over your skin very, very gently, and it pulls those little hairs out, and it does it so quickly that you really don't even know it's happening. And then after a few uses, you're really very used to it.
So is this true? I was reading that with time, your hairs are actually getting finer and fewer over the use of the Epilady.
That's right. Sometimes people may think that, you know, your hair will grow in thicker if you're pulling it out by the root. And you may be experiencing that because of medication or something that's going on with your hormones. But yes, the more you use it, your hair grows in cycles, and it starts to come out easier. It may be growing back a little bit less thick and less coarse. So it's a system. You know, you get the product home and you're really anxious to use it, and then as you use it and you get your results and then you have to use it again, it just becomes part of your routine.
And I love how easy it is to hold. Yes. I mean, it just fits in the palm of your hand. It's super lightweight. And another great thing about it, there's no replacement parts to buy. You don't have to replace a filter. You don't have to replace one of those lights or lasers. And there's a lot of other hair removal products out there in the marketplace today. You have to be a certain skin tone or a certain skin type to use it. I like that this is appropriate for all skin tones, all skin types, right?
That's right, absolutely. And any skin tone, type, complexion, and very, very simple. There's a battery compartment on the back. You just slide this off. You find 2 AA batteries. If you're like me, you'll go right to the remote control, take them out of that, put them in here.
Because really, what's more important? Removing facial hair or watching your favorite television program?
Right.
I'm going to go with removing facial hair. Okay, so you will replace the batteries, but that's about it.
Yes.
Let's talk about how to use it, and we can go to our model and kind of walk us through to get the best results and the best experience. Where do we begin?
Yes. So once you've put your batteries in, number one, you're going to want to use it right away, but I recommend cleaning your skin first. Cleaning, taking a shower. But you're using the perfect angle guide, which is right in the front, and you're just going in small circles all around your skin. And again, you're using this below your eye line, so basically at your nose line and below. You want to keep the aesthetic moving around in circles, little circles. So you don't want to hold it in one place for any length of time. You want to keep it moving in small circles because our hair grows in different directions. It grows in from all directions, even though it looks like it's coming in from one direction sometimes.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that. Well, no wonder they're so stubborn.
Yes, every once in a while you may have a stubborn hair.
Okay.
And you just want to tweeze those out. Excuse me. You just want to tweeze those out, and then
okay. Yeah. Now, let me tell you, I tried the Epilady for the very first time yesterday, about an hour before my jewelry show, and my first thought was, oh no, maybe I shouldn't have used this right before they're going to do a close-up on my earlobe while I'm modeling earrings. This is actually so easy to use, and the best part was my skin was not red. My skin was not irritated after. Let me tell you kind of how my experience was. I put my batteries in, I turned it on, I washed my face, I just sort of pulled my skin a little bit taut, and then you just kind of use it very light. What I love is that you don't have to put pressure on it. It just sort of floats over the skin. It's just grabbing those hairs one by one by one. And I noticed I had a few hairs here around my chin. I was like, oh yeah, there they are. You could kind of hear them like zapping each hair. And I noticed as I went over here, there was more hair, and there was more hair. It was like, brrr. I mean, this was like lawn mowing in the backyard. It was, it was like going into the deepest grass, the most shadiest part of my lawn, because that's where those hairs sort of travel down above the ear. But I love getting rid of that peach fuzz. Why? Your makeup goes on smoother. Your makeup lasts longer. Plus, you ever notice how if you have a lot of peach fuzz, it sort of reflects the light? Like you'll get sort of that powdery finish.
Yes.
And your skin doesn't look as smooth. In fact, I think my cheekbones looked even more contoured after I used the Epilady, after I got rid of the peach fuzz and the extra hair, those sideburns. Yeah, women have sideburns. We have mustaches too. I hate to break the news to any man who's watching that didn't know that. Any hair on the upper lip or around the chin, I love that this took care of it. And it took care of it in one fell swoop. Plus, I've removed that unwanted hair for a long time. That hair is going to take a long time to grow back. I've removed it from the root. I didn't shave, I didn't tweeze, I didn't wax, I didn't use some smelly cream that left my skin all red and irritated. I love that this is so easy. I love that it's so affordable for you. So if you've ever felt embarrassed you've ever felt uncomfortable,
Yes.
if you've ever felt self-conscious, sometimes we don't even know how much unwanted facial hair we have until we look in our rearview mirror on a sunny day.
And we catch that light and you're going, where
like,
did that come from?
What just happened? And our hair on our face changes as we get older.
It does, it does. I'd like to think that I was not hairy before I had my kids, but I don't know if that's true. But your body changes as you get older, you know, and now I'm at the point where I'm thinking about those creams and those makeups that we're using, and I'm spending more money on that stuff, and I like that. I can actually apply it to a smooth surface. So those are going farther, and I'm getting my money's worth.
Because why wouldn't you want to try it? I mean, today's the best day. We have the free shipping. We have the 5 flex pays. We have the latest and greatest Generation 5 from Epilady. They invented epilation. I mean, this is the brand that you can trust. This is the brand that invented epilation back in 1986. This is where that patented technology really stands unsurpassed in the marketplace today. That patented coil technology pulls each and every hair out from the root for results that last. I love that you don't have to go back and shave again, wait for all the hair to grow back like you would if you were waxing, right?
That's right, that's right. And it's your own tool, so you're using it in the privacy of your own home. And it's yours alone. Nobody else is using it. So that's the discretion of it is something that I really love.
You don't have to show anyone else your mustache.
No, you don't.
You don't have to lie on that table while they apply that hot wax and you just like
yes, I know. You're like waiting for it to come off. Yes.
That's painful. Now you are going to feel it.
Yes.
Make no mistake about it. You are pulling out the hairs from the root. But what I love is that if you stretch your skin nice and tight, you feel it, but it still is working. It's still getting in there. And then if you go over to a second time, go over the skin a second time, you don't feel it as much.
That's right.
The second and third time I used it, hardly felt anything. And my skin wasn't red, it wasn't irritated after, because it was just pulling out the hairs.
That's right. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that when you're using this, I said you'd like to use it on a clean face because you don't want makeup or natural oils to get in there. And it also, the shower opens up your pores. And then after you've used it, you'd want to use it at night just to give your skin a chance to rest. And then 30 to 60 minutes after you've used it, you're not going to want to apply any lotions or creams. You're going to want to wait till your skin rests a little bit, and then after that, you're good to go. You can put your night cream on and you can rest. But I've used it, and I just used it recently, and there's no redness.
No, your skin looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Your skin looks absolutely flawless. So maybe it's that unwanted hair. I mean, if the makeup's not going on, if you feel like your face just sort of lost its shape, lost its contours, I feel like the cheekbones are more apparent. It gives you a little bit more contoured look when you're using a facial hair removal system. I love that you never have to make an appointment. You never have to get waxed. You never have to sit and pluck or tweeze for hours. You won't have to do any of those ever again. And you're not going to have to spend the money. This is a one-time purchase. Think about what you've spent on waxing. Think about what you've spent on other hair removal products. Any skin tone, any skin type, any color of hair can use this. I mean, the $39.95 that you're spending today, or the monthly payments of $7.99 on your major charge card, it's done. You don't have to worry about unwanted facial hair ever. Ever, ever, ever. You can cross that off your list.
I know it makes something that I personally worried about.
Yeah.
It makes it a non-event. I can take care of it in my own home, put it away for a while. The results are long lasting. For many of us, it's 4 to 6 weeks, and it could be longer, depending on your rate of hair growth. But it's very easy. And there are some other expensive methods of hair removal out there besides waxing. There's dermaplaning, where they do come at you with a razor, and I like to think if anybody's coming at you with a razor, you want to run the other way.
Yeah. And the hair's going to grow back.
Yes, exactly. That's right. They're not pulling the hair out by the root. It's going to grow back faster. And just a couple of other things about taking care of your unit. It's very easy to clean. It actually comes with this little brush.
Okay.
And you can just, once you're done, you want to hold the unit upside down, let gravity help you there, and just brush it out. Give it a little tap.
And you'll know exactly what you just did to your face, because all the unwanted hair.
Oh, there it is.
In case you were wondering, the evidence will be revealed.
Yes, and you don't want to turn it on and then brush it, because then you'll epilate your brush, which I do. So turn it off, and then every once in a while, if you see that there's a buildup of essential oils or facial oils or makeup or anything in there, You can dip this little brush in a little bit of rubbing alcohol, brush it off.
Okay.
Again, hold it upside down, so let everything fall out, let it dry, put it away until your next use.
It's so easy to get the precision. I mean, look at how nice and small and rounded that tip is. The great thing is that you don't have to exert any pressure. It just floats over the surface of your skin. Sort of like a shark. It kind of reminds me of a shark, you know, like the bottom feeders are just like, and so it's like hovering, and it's just picking and grabbing each of those hairs. I just want to remind you, it's for the face. It's not designed for the tougher, coarser hair on your arms or your legs. This is designed for anything from below the eyes and down around the chin. I mean, I was surprised how much hair is just on the side of your face.
You don't realize.
Not to mention those black hairs. Can you explain those?
Yeah,
Because I'll be really impressed if you can explain the black hairs that come out of your bottom of your chin.
Every once in a while, you may get one of those stubborn hairs, like once in a blue moon, and you're going over it and you're going, well, this one's not coming out. Don't despair. Just grab your tweezer and tweeze that one little guy out.
Okay.
Forget about it, and then the next time you use your Epilator, you should be able to get that hair no problem. It just might take a couple of cycles for that one or two stubborn hairs to figure out that you're trying to get them.
They are no match. They are no match for the Epilady. And this is the latest and greatest design.
Yes.
So if you've tried epilation in the past and thought, oh, that didn't work, or gosh, I had no idea, this is something new. So if you haven't tried epilation in years, if it was something your mother or your grandmother did, this is the latest technology. It's that patented coil technology designed specially for the face. So it's very gentle, very easy to use. And I love that it's just a one-time purchase. You're done. Yes. You're done. Go ahead and cross this off your list, and you'll never have to worry about any of those other treatments ever again. Those hairs that are on the top of your lip.
Yes.
I think those are the most noticeable of all, don't you think?
I do.
Because when you're talking to someone, you look at their mouth, right? And if someone has a lot of facial hair there, sometimes you can see it even in the makeup.
Yes, and we see ourselves in the mirror. We can, you know, I don't see this as much as I see here, even when I'm applying my makeup. So those are the ones where you're like, oh, I need to do something about that. And yeah, so when we're using it, we want to make sure we're not pressing down too hard. We're keeping the unit in motion. A couple of little user tips. If I turn it on, you hear that. Now, if I